So why did he need a black director? Could a white director not have?
It's not color,
work?
it's culture.
One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay,
to give you a direct.
Why not?
I don't like to say it.
Have you ever said it?
No, sir.
Try it.
I don't like to say it.
Try it.
Really? Seriously?
In an industry dominated by woke culture,
Climate change is real. It is happening right now.
a few bold stars refuse to conform, challenging the mainstream narrative at every turn. But what happens when one Hollywood legend doesn't just challenge the system, but calls it out live on air with a statement so blunt it left reporters speechless? When Morgan Freeman said, "I don't want Black History Month," he wasn't just making headlines, he was making history. More on that soon. First up, Matthew McConaughey delivering a blistering takedown of Joy Behar after she tried to corner him with one of her classic agenda-driven questions. He didn't just dodge the trap, he flipped the script and left her speechless.
Yeah, I was happy to be in his box. Got to sit behind his parents, which was really awesome to see them when he brings them up and where they started.
Anti-vaxxer? I believe
An anti-vaxxer?
I believe so, yeah. Just saying.
Way to bring it down.
I want to applaud you for being so outspoken against violence and gun violence in particular. And you're a Texan, and you spoke so passionately at the White House last year in the wake of that shooting at Robb Elementary.
In 2023, Matthew McConaughey appeared on The View to promote his children's book, Just Because. After sharing heartfelt stories about fatherhood, Sonny Hostin shifted the spotlight to his emotional 2022 gun violence speech.
We need responsible gun ownership. Responsible gun ownership. We need background checks. We need to raise the minimum age to purchase an AR-15 rifle.
But Joy Behar couldn't resist pulling her classic gotcha move, a loaded question meant to trap him. Big mistake. McConaughey stayed cool, calmly shutting her down without breaking a sweat.
Political offices in your future?
If it's where I would deem myself to be most useful,
Yeah.
yes.
Do you think you could get elected in Texas being anti-gun?
Do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay,
To give you a direct statement right
do
there.
it.
Next up, we've got the unforgettable moment when Denzel Washington faced a bold journalist who dared to ask who he voted for. His response? Sharp, classy, and absolutely unforgettable.
Mr. Washington, you're here in D.C. during an interesting time with the transition in the White House. Just wondering who you wound up supporting in the election and why.
Go ahead now.
Fences.
How about this? I don't know if you saw it. There's a fake news story going around. It got thousands of shares online. You saw that. And I just thought you might want to clear it up because people are confused.
There's a few words that start with F and end with K, but that one ends with E, but it starts with F.
Yeah, but just too vague. You got to be specific right now. F, K, and E.
What was the question?
Well, that was a question. Who you wound up supporting in the election, presidential election?
None of your business.
None of my business?
None of your business.
Well, I'm only asking because
Then came the moment when a journalist pressed Denzel Washington for his take on the reforms Donald Trump should implement. But instead of launching into a fiery rant like many so-called woke celebrities, Denzel kept it real. No grandstanding, no agenda pushing.
Let me ask you this. What issue do you hope President-elect Trump tackles? What's number one in your mind with the new administration?
I don't know. I'd have to be more informed to just say off the top of my head the number one issue. I'm not sure. Education, jobs, health. I mean, there's so many.
When questioned about race relations in America, Denzel Washington didn't fall into the usual Hollywood virtue signaling trap. Instead, he delivered a reality check that left woke ideologues reeling.
Right now, under President Obama, over the last 8 years, in your mind, have race relations improved under his leadership?
Race relationships have to do with race relationships. You're white or whatever you are. I'm black or whatever I am. We're standing here talking now. That's how we get things done. You can't legislate love. The President of the United States can't legislate us into liking each other. We have to step forward and ask questions about each other and engage. There's no law that says, oh, because I'm president, you all got to get along now. So,
But that wasn't the only time Denzel Washington put a woke reporter in their place. He boldly confronted another journalist who dared to accuse him of racism, shutting down the baseless claim with unapologetic force.
So why did he need a black director? Could a white director not have?
it's not
produced this
color,
work?
it's culture.
Explain the difference, because I think we're in
Steven
a space
Spielberg
right
did Schindler's List.
now. Mm-hmm.
Martin Scorsese did Goodfellas, right? Steven Spielberg could direct Goodfellas. Martin Scorsese probably could have done a good job with Schindler's List, but they're cultural differences.
During a 2016 town hall for Fences, Sirius XM Urban Views reporter Karen Hunter attempted to stir controversy by questioning Denzel Washington about not choosing a white director for the film. What started as an innocent inquiry quickly exposed an underlying woke inclusivity agenda. Sensing the bait, Denzel didn't flinch. He took control of the narrative and fired back with unapologetic candor.
I know, you know, we all know what it is when a hot comb hits your hair on a Sunday morning, what it smells like. That's a cultural difference, not just a color difference.
Right.
So it's the culture.
You know about a hot comb scenario?
No, she don't know about
she's
no
looking-
hot comb.
Because that's,
You
that's
don't know.
old school.
You don't know nothing about.
Dax.
See how everybody laugh? That's a cultural difference. That's not a race difference. That's just that motion. That's all I gotta say, right?
I know what a hot comb is.
It was just as unforgettable as the time Kurt Russell boldly confronted the View hosts when they tried to corner him with a loaded question about gun control.
Recently, you made some headlines for saying that you felt gun control laws wouldn't deter terrorists. Explain to folks.
Well, you know, these are these things where, first of all, I was in a situation, we do what we call the dog and pony.
Right.
We're out doing the dog and pony selling a picture. And you get kind of, sometimes you get what you feel is slightly ambushed by somebody who's really got an agenda. And that's sort of, I think, that's my opinion of what happened to me the other day.
Kurt Russell's appearance on The View came hot on the heels of his headline-making clash with another woke interviewer. Sensing potential drama, the hosts cautiously revisited the gun control debate, but knowing Russell's no-nonsense approach, they softened their tone. Still, Russell wasn't about to let them off the hook that easily.
The last thing I like to watch is entertainers or actors get political. It's just something I can't stand watching. So having said that, no, I was kind of asked to put it in context somehow with this movie. You know, my personal feeling is that there's a big difference between Fantasyland and reality. Fantasyland is what we do. You're either writing something, writing a song, writing a book, doing a movie, doing a television show. That's Fantasyland. And that's where that stuff belongs. In reality, when we're dealing with things like terrorism and whatnot, we're all going to have different opinions on how to do it and how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Mine happens to be that I think there's a very strong reason founding fathers had for the Second Amendment.
Next up, we have another unforgettable moment from Denzel Washington, where he fiercely tackled the concept of misinformation head-on.
So what is the long-term effect of too much information? The polarization of the electorate? A meaner spiritness?
False information as well, because the whole fake news thing.
Pick one. It's not just one. That's the flavor of the day. Every day is something else. People have to understand, are you using your device or is your device using you? Can you put it down? Can you turn it off?
You're talking about literally the places people get their information from.
I don't care what information. Pick one. Phone, television. You know, it used to be news. Now it's opinion news. Oh, glasses. We have 3 experts on the right, 3 on the left. Let's discuss. Ooh, light bulbs. We have 3 experts on the right. That's not news. That's opinion news. Well, over and over and over. Cycle. What is the long-term effect of too much information? If you're sitting there and you're thinking it's the gospel, what I'm saying to people is, to all of us, I'm not knocking the phone. What I'm saying is we have to understand, we have to at least ask ourselves, around the world, you here in England, wherever you are, what is it doing to us?
In yet another fiery interview, Denzel Washington calls out the media for abandoning integrity. He criticizes news outlets for prioritizing speed over accuracy, disregarding the potential harm caused by spreading unchecked information.
There's been a lot of buzz about this fake news. You were the subject of a fake news story.
Oh yeah, what'd they say? I was running for president? No, I
you
voted.
were running-
No, what'd they say?
You switched your support.
I switched
from
yeah.
What do you make of all the fake news and it affects
If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed.
So what do you do?
That's a great question. What is the long-term effect of too much information? One of the effects is the need to be first, not even to be true anymore. So what a responsibility you all have to tell the truth, not just to be first, but to tell the truth. We live in a society now where it's just first. Who cares? Get it out there. We don't care who it hurts. We don't care who we destroy. We don't care if it's true. Just say it, sell it. Anything you practice, you'll get good at, including BS.
You told me last night.
Okay. But you heard me? Does that make sense?
It seems like woke individuals never miss a chance to pull the race card. Thankfully, we have outspoken figures like Samuel L. Jackson, who never back down from calling them out and setting the record straight.
There's been a lot of controversy surrounding the usage of the N-word in this movie, and
no, nobody, none. The word would be.
Oh, I don't want to say it.
Why not?
I don't like to say it.
Have you ever said it?
No, sir.
Try it.
I don't like to say it.
Try it.
Really? Seriously?
We're not going to have this conversation unless you say it.
During an interview promoting Django Unchained, Samuel L. Jackson had a heated exchange with interviewer Jake Hamilton when Hamilton attempted to sensationalize the use of the N-word. Jackson didn't hesitate to call him out, daring him to say it clearly. Hamilton, however, wasn't prepared for the intensity of that challenge.
You want to move on to another question?
Okay, awesome. I don't want to say it.
Come on.
Will you say it?
No, fuck no. That's not the same thing.
Why do you want me to
They're
say it?
going to bleep it when you say it on your show. Say it.
I can't say it. If I say it, this question it won't make air.
Okay, forget it.
Okay, I'll skip it. Sorry, guys. It was a good question.
No, it wasn't.
It was a great question.
It wasn't a great question if you can't say the word.
I wanted to ask about...
Remember when we teased how Morgan Freeman made headlines? Well, here it is. Morgan Freeman's shocking take on Black History Month. In a bold move that rocked the foundations of Hollywood's woke culture, Freeman turned the tables on a reporter who tried to provoke him into discussing woke topics surrounding Black History Month.
Black History Month you find ridiculous. Why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? Well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Morgan Freeman is known for being unapologetically candid about social issues, especially when it comes to woke topics. During his explosive 60 Minutes interview with Matt Wallace, Freeman didn't hold back. He completely dismantled the concept of Black History Month, exposing it for what it truly is in less than 30 seconds. But he didn't stop there. Freeman also offered a no-nonsense solution to racism that left Wallace stunned and speechless. His words were a wake-up call, cutting through the noise and offering a refreshingly honest perspective on race.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
So, whether it's Morgan Freeman or other bold figures in Hollywood, one thing's clear: there are stars who won't let woke culture dictate their voice. What do you think about their stance on race and culture? Are these celebrities pushing back in the right way? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more unfiltered takes, hit that like button and subscribe for more.